This wasn't the plan for the Jets. Because when a team cycles through multiple options before landing on a quarterback, that tells you something. And now with Geno Smith in place, the real question isn't whether he can start, it's whether New York ever truly believed he was the answer. This might be a bigger problem than anyone expected, because the New York Jets didn't just settle on Geno Smith and Finn Edmund. They ended up there. And those are two very different things, because before Smith ever became the answer, he wasn't even the first plan or the second. The Jets were exploring other trades, other options, other quarterbacks they believed might fit better. And that's where this starts to feel uncomfortable. Because when a team lands on a QB after missing on multiple targets, it raises one simple question. Is this conviction or compromise? Now look at how this unfolded. They moved on from Justin Fields after just one season. Benched him, shipped him out, closed the door quickly. That alone tells you something. They didn't see a future there, so they pivot, start looking around the league, and here's where it gets interesting. They didn't go after a superstar. They didn't swing big. They looked at names like Mac Jones, Davis Mills, even interest in younger options like Tanner McKee. That's not a franchise-defining search. That's a team trying to find something that works, and that's a very different mindset. Because teams with a clear vision at quarterback, they don't bounce between options like that. They lock in, they commit, they build around a direction. The Jets, they explored, they hesitated, and eventually they landed on Geno Smith. But here's the problem. Smith isn't a long-term answer. He's stability, he's experience, he's someone who can run the offense, but he's not the future. And deep down, the Jets know that. That's why there's already talk about the 2027 draft. Think about that. They just traded for their starting quarterback, and people are already looking 2 years ahead for his replacement. That's not confidence. That's a placeholder. And this is where it starts to feel off, because if you already know Geno Smith isn't the guy long-term, then what exactly is this season about? Competing or surviving? Because those are two very different goals. And right now, it feels like the Jets are stuck in between. Not bad enough to fully rebuild, not strong enough to truly contend, just waiting. Waiting for the next quarterback class, waiting for the next opportunity, waiting for the real solution. And that's a dangerous place in the NFL. Because while you're waiting, other teams are building, other teams are finding their guy, other teams are moving forward. So now the question isn't whether Geno Smith can stabilize the offense, it's whether the Jets just delayed their real decision instead of actually making one.